Hi, this is Sarah Brumfield. Today I want to talk to you about our new discussion forums feature. The State Library of New South Wales came to us and said, "We love From the Page, but it's missing this one thing, discussion forums." But at the same time, we are noticing that customers like the Library of Virginia were running discussion forums for their projects elsewhere. So we're like, okay, people need this, right? People want a place to talk about what they're transcribing, the process of transcribing, maybe things that aren't specific to the page, which is what we tend to focus on in our collaboration features so far. So with sponsorship from New South Wales, we built discussion forums, and today I'm going to show you how to enable them and how to use them on your collection. So these are actually off by default. It does take more work because there's yet another set of activities for you to moderate and to watch and to answer and to be responsive to volunteers. So this is up to you whether you want to turn them on or not. And the other thing kind of to understand is that forums are at a collection level. So even though you may be running 6 different collections, you're going to have different forums for each one. That's just the way the architecture worked best with how From the Page works. Okay, so to turn them on, I'm on a collection, so this is one that Ben and I run called the Jeremiah Whitegraves Diaries. I'm going to go to my Settings tab, and I'm going to scroll down on the right side where all the things are until I get to Forum, and then I'm going to click Enable Forum. Simple enough. Once you've clicked Enable Forum, this 4th tab will show up. 3rd if you don't have subjects enabled. It's called Forum. So anyone who's logged in will be able to see this tab, and so we did this on purpose. We really don't want a lot of spam showing up in our discussion forums, so you have to be logged in to even see that there is a forum tab or to see any of the material in the forums. But once you're logged in, if you can see the collection, you can see this forum tab when it's enabled. So if you're running a private collection, maybe for a research group or a classroom, and you enable forums, everyone who can work on that project will be able to participate in the forums as well. So we create 3 message boards by default: Page Notes, General, and Help, and we create them as soon as you click that tab. If you're an owner of the project, you'll see this Create New Message Board button, and it will let you create a new message board with a name and a description. So if you need to do that, or you have some other message boards you want, it's there. I'm going to skip Page Notes just for a moment because they're a little bit of a special case. But either the other 2 forums work probably how you're used to seeing a lot of discussion forums work. So if I click on General, I can start a new topic. Probably the first topic you would do is welcome to the, and we kind of tend to do that. We're glad you're here. Here's what our purpose is. And I'm not going to work on exactly what we're going to say for this project because I don't know what Ben's going to want. But you have the option of, and this is if you're a project owner, you can lock a discussion. So that means no one else can add any comments or any follow-ups to it. And you can make it sticky, which means it shows up at the top. So since this is the welcome post, I'm going to go ahead and make it sticky, but I'm not going to lock it because, other people are going to want to say other things. So I'm going to hit Create New Topic. And then we see that we've got this post. You can see it, and someone else could come in, or I could come in and add a follow-up here, and it will show up in the thread there. So that's kind of how most message boards work, and that's how this message board works. I can delete this topic. I don't know if that's just because I created it, or because I'm a project owner. Might need to check on that. Help will work the same way. Anyone who can see this discussion board has the option to change their notification settings. So it's just what you're following and what topics, whether you want to be following things that when someone mentions you, which probably you do. So these are just the defaults for those settings. We chose not to turn on any email notifications for message boards. So if people want to know what's going on in a message board, they will have to come to this forum, and there's some color coding on posts that you haven't read. So it's easy kind of to scan it and to see which board might have posts that you want to go read, and when you go into it, which ones you haven't read yet. If you're an owner of the message boards, you get this moderation link, and it will show you posts that have been there. But here's what we did. You don't have to moderate anything. Things will still get posted. People can still respond. There's no real limitations to how people can interact with the message boards if they haven't been moderated. But if something happens and you want to keep a particular post from being posted, or there's some sort of abuse, you can contact us and we can help you with this, because we definitely want to manage this. But you can also go into moderation and you can block that particular post. If you start seeing anything like that, I mean, we're doing a lot to try to keep that from happening, but if you see it, please do contact us, because we want to understand how it's happening and how we can keep it from happening. So that's, this is always sort of the balance when you add this sort of public discussion forum, but I think we've built in a lot of defaults that make it both easy to use but hard to abuse. Okay, let's talk for a minute now about the page notes, which are kind of a different beast. So what we did is page notes is a view to all of the notes on pages in this project. So this looks different from kind of a normal forum discussion board. And what we do is we list all the notes by most recent to, the oldest as you go back. And you can page back through the entire project. This one has a lot. And if you click on the page image or this most recent of OneNotes, you'll get taken to the actual transcription page. So our philosophy always with From the Page is that we want this discussion to be happening where the page is, and the page image. And since a lot of this discussion is about, well, I transcribed this as this, but I'm not sure it's right, we actually want the transcription to be on the same page as well. So we wanted all of this and this context to be part of these discussions. So what this board is a different way to see all of those notes and to kind of be able to drop in and catch up, and then go straight to the page and straight to the discussion that you're interested in or that you think you can contribute to. But it kind of doesn't run separately from the page note system. It's just a different way of looking at page notes. So that's kind of the new discussion forums feature. So we're really excited about it. We hope other people are as well. If you have feedback, if you run into things that don't work as you expect, if you think there's things we should add, we love to have those discussions, especially when you do something new and you haven't actually run it by anyone yet to see how it's working for them and things. You need that information if you're developers like we are. So let us know what you think. Let us know how we can make it better. Let us know how you're using it, because we're really curious. Thanks.